Have you ever gone to the doctor and been prescribed an antibiotic? You likely have, and this is because you had a bacterial infection. Antibiotics are used to inhibit the growth of or kill bacteria. Now, about 100 years ago, if you had a bacterial infection, you likely wouldn't survive because the first antibiotic wasn't discovered until the 1920s. But today we have a different issue. We've discovered numerous antibiotics, but bacteria have become resistant to the antibiotic treatments we have. In fact, there are bacteria that are completely resistant to all known antibiotics today. This is a huge issue. The United States alone reports that 23,000 deaths per year are due to resistant bacterial infections. So we need to find new antibiotic therapies and fast. Now, I don't want to give all bacteria such a bad reputation because they're not all pathogenic. There's bacteria in the soil that help plants to grow and get nutrients. There's bacteria in our guts that help us digest food. And there's even bacteria that make antibiotics themselves. I work in the Bo-Lee lab at UNC, and we investigate small molecules made by bacteria. We ask questions like, how are these small molecules made? And how do they enact their function, which is often antibiotic? So I investigate thiomarinol, which is a small molecule antibiotic with an interesting structure. It's actually two antibiotics that are linked together. Now, this is known as a hybrid antibiotic, and it's extremely rare to find in nature. One side of the molecule actually is very similar to the FDA-approved drug mepiricin. Mepiricin is used to treat methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus, also known as MRSA. This is the most common hospital-acquired infection. And thiomarinol is able to treat MRSA with 100 times better potency than the FDA-approved drug. We found that thiomarinol is able to kill bacteria by inhibiting protein synthesis, which is an essential metabolic pathway. Now, this is similar to mepiricin, and it does so by binding an enzyme, therefore inhibiting this pathway, but it binds the enzyme 1,500 times tighter than mepiricin. Even more, thiomarinol is able to treat bacteria that have become resistant to mepiricin, the FDA-approved drug. So we think that this second antibiotic scaffold is able to help thiomarinol overcome antibiotic resistance. We think hybrid antibiotics could be a great new way to overcome resistance and pave the way for new antibiotic treatments clinically and help us avoid a post-antibiotic era.